Matt and Jay with MJZ Comics. We're at Big Ben's Comics Oasis.
One of the best stores in Michigan.
Let's see if we can find some great comic books.
Yo, what's going on? MJZ's back again. This time we're at Big Ben's Comics Oasis downriver, so south of Detroit. Found ourselves in the long box section looking at some amazing Spider-Man titles here. Some great affordable Spider-Man issues in this long box. You know, let's kind of keep my eye open. I had a few bucks on me. Now, if you're interested in just seeing what we picked up, I would skip to about 5:11 in the video and you can see our pickups. And then at the end, I'll go into more detail about the keys and significance, you know, the first appearances, why we picked up those issues. Some great covers, you know, great affordable covers, books, keys, you know, to fill your collection. Look at this cover here. Doc Ock, Vulture, Hobgoblin. Now, I've always loved that cover. Some really great books here. If you like these videos, please give us a like and subscribe, and make sure you check out our videos on Sunday where we go over the hot new releases for New Comic Book Day. As you can see, I was going through these Spider-Man titles here. Wasn't really finding anything too great. A lot of great covers though. A lot of great books for those who love the stories, who love to read the comics. This is a great way to get into the hobby. You can see most of these books in the long box. Oh, here's a great book here. This is, I believe, the third appearance of Carnage. Great cover there. Great affordable key if you can't yet afford 361, the first appearance of Carnage. Still a great book, and it's part 3 of the trilogy. Then there's kind of a classic, great looking Venom there. Some Star Wars keys. There's a Night Sister key book. And then Dr. Kuwata, that book we mentioned in our previous video, Star Wars 35. That book has been fairly hot. That variant, I believe, is around 30-40 bucks right now. So great book. There's some other keys we were looking at, some Star Wars books. I believe that one is Star Wars High Republic 2. That's the first appearance of the Twinkle Sisters and the Path of the Open Hand. And this was a great box, some great Star Wars books in here. Newer books, so books we've probably covered in some of our videos. That Star Wars High Republic line has been great with some great first appearances. That's the first appearance of Darth Talon there in Star Wars Legacy 2. Some other great Star Wars keys we're looking at. Now, we didn't pick up all of these, so we were kind of deciding what we were going to go through. We had only a few bucks on us. We didn't want to break the bank coming to the store, but there were some great Star Wars books. If you watch our videos at MJZ, you know we love the Star Wars keys. Here we find ourselves at an X Factor long box. I was trying to look for maybe the first appearance of Apocalypse or Archangel. I really didn't find those, but these are some great covers. I've always loved these X Factor early issues. Really bright covers, you know, dynamic covers. Great characters. So as you can see, I'm going through this long box here, taking a look at a few of the books, but I really didn't see anything that, you know, caught my eye. There's a great Mr. Sinister cover. Like I said, I was trying to look for either an Archangel or an Apocalypse, since I know they kind of, you know, they're in this line of comics. And I'm looking through this long box here. Didn't really find anything, so I found myself, you know, only spending a few seconds here going through these keys. And then this next box I saw was Transformers, which really kind of piqued my interest. I did end up finding some awesome books. There's the first appearance of the Constructicons, who formed Devastator, probably my favorite Transformers, my favorite Decepticon of all time. You know, I've really found some awesome early Transformers books in this long box, and I did end up picking up a few of these books in this box. So I'm thumbing through some of the books here. Once in a while, I take a look at one closer. These are very affordable books. I ended up getting about 3 or 4 of these books. I was really looking for that first appearance of the Dinobots, but I did not find that one. That would have been great to find in this box here. So I kept shuffling through these books. I did end up finding this G.I. Joe box, which I've never really followed, but I know there's a big following and they have some great covers. So I didn't spend too much time at this box here. So Jason ended up picking up Star Wars 23 and X-Men 131, 2 beautiful books. These are the books I ended up picking up. I ended up getting that Star Wars 35, that first appearance of Dr. Kuwata, Got a Transformers 10 and 11, so Shockwave, Jetfire, X-Men Adventures #1, and then that beautiful cover with Devastator, one of my favorite Transformers. That first Star Wars book you saw was Star Wars 23 from 2000, one of those Dark Horse Star Wars books. And this was the first appearance, I believe, of Rose Leia, Night Sister. So a significant Night Sister book. We love the Star Wars Dark Horse specifically books here at MJZ Comics. Those line of comics just were not collected during that time. They're extremely hard to find, especially high grade. So make sure you check out those Star Wars Dark Horse key comics. And then the second book Jason picked up was Uncanny X-Men 131. This is a classic book, the Dark Phoenix Saga Part 3. It's the first cover appearance of the White Queen Emma Frost. Jean Grey becomes the Black Queen of the Hellfire Club. And also, it's the second appearance of Dazzler and the third appearance of Kitty Pryde. So this is actually a really, really big key and a classic cover. So make sure you check that one out, X-Men 131. And then let's get into the books that I picked up. Star Wars number 35. This was a recent release, the first appearance, I believe full appearance of Dr. Kuwata, who is a Kyber crystal expert, so the source of power for lightsabers. And this is, this was the variant, the Noto variant book, and this one's kind of gone up in price. Last time I checked, it was pretty expensive, $30-$40, so it's still floating around there. There is a regular cover that you can pick up that's probably more affordable, but a great Star Wars book. And then the second book is X-Men Adventures #1 from 1992. Now, this is the first appearance of Morph from the animated X-Men series. You probably remembered him in that animated series show. Now, I love this cover because it's reminiscent of the Night of the Sentinels VHS box set. It's very similar. If you look it up, that image is very similar to the Night of the Sentinels, which was the first 2 episodes of that cartoon series. The art on the VHS cover. So I love this book. Great X-Men key issue. One you can find in the long box is X-Men Adventures #1. And let's get into the Transformers books. Transformers number 10 from 1985. First team appearance of the Constructicons who merged to form Devastator. One of my favorite, all-time favorite Decepticons. I always loved Devastator, and he's on the cover. I love this character. And the first cameo appearance of Jetfire, who's a huge fan favorite in the Transformers world. So a dual threat book here. 2 great appearances in this book, Transformers number 10. And to go with Transformers 10, I also picked up Transformers issue number 11. This is the first full appearance of Jetfire, a Decepticon who later becomes an Autobot in issue number 14. So I saw both of these books. I had to pick them up. 10 and 11, first cameo and full appearance of Jetfire. I'm really happy to have these books in my collection. And then the last book I picked up was Transformers number 4, another dual threat book. This time the first appearance of Shockwave, who I always loved. I always thought that was a cool character. He kind of turns into that laser gun. And then the first cameo appearance of the Dinobots. If you were watching most of this video, I was looking for that first full appearance of the Dinobots where they're on the cover. Couldn't find it, but I did find the cameo appearance along with the first appearance of Shockwave. So another dual threat book. We love these multiple appearance books. We think they offer great value, and it's almost like 2 keys in one. So another great book, Transformers number 4, first appearance of Shockwave and the first cameo appearance of the Dinobots. If you like these videos, please give us a like and subscribe, and make sure you join us every Sunday where we go over some of the hot books to pick up for New Comic Book Day, the best day of the week. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.